Stephen Miller is one of the most unhinged advisors to the current White House. And he went full authoritarian on live TV last night. And it is disturbing to watch. Check out what he says about Democrats.
Help me out. What is their end game here?
The Democrat Party has become the party of terrorists and illegal aliens. That is the Democrat Party of today.
The Democratic Party are terrorists. That's the rhetoric. Not these are our political opponents. Not the Democrats are misguided. Not they are wrong on policy. They are terrorists. Of course, who tried to overturn an election by force? Who ignores court orders every week? Who is undermining due process? Trump's DOJ. Doing the mass raids, the deportations with no oversight or due process. And Stephen Miller says the Democratic Party are terrorists. And meanwhile, they love to say, oh, the left is hyperbolic and inflammatory. And it got much, much worse.
Help me out.
Whoops, wrong clip.
You mentioned the threat of international terrorism that is on our shores, the millions of gotaways who entered under the previous administration, on top of the millions more unvetted that were caught and released into the country, and the millions more that were allowed to either fly into the country or overstay their visas. It is a clear and present danger to the national security of this country, and we have federal judges telling President Trump that he can't deport these threats from our communities. This is the...
How dare the judiciary suggest that the law be applied to what this administration is doing? They are indignant that there might be a sort of limiting influence from the judiciary on people doing things that are against the law. How dare they?
Choice facing every American. Either we all side and get behind President Trump to remove these terrorists from our communities, or we let a rogue, radical left judiciary shut down the machinery of our national security apparatus.
Now, what Stephen Miller ignores is that demanding due process doesn't mean you want terrorists in the country. In fact, I would argue the opposite. If they are really terrorists, giving them due process to make it clear legally that that is what they are should be an easy thing to do. You should want to say, our cases are so good against these terrorists that we can confidently give them due process as they deserve, determine that they are indeed terrorists, and then expedite their removal from the United States. In other words, if you were really confident that that would be the outcome, you would welcome a legal rather than an extrajudicial process. But no, they don't.
President Trump is going to see this through to his conclusion, and we will find and remove every terrorist from this country, and President Trump will make this nation safer than ever before, and he'll do it over the fighting and opposition of the Democrat Party, over the fighting and opposition of the communist left-wing judges, over the fighting and opposition of the far-left federal bureaucracy. He will not be deterred, Sean. He will see this through, I promise you.
Do people get that this is fascism in plain sight? An indignant Trump official is saying we need to unify behind one man. We need to unify behind that one man, ignoring what judges say, removing opponents, decimating communities, because he is the ultimate authority. And of course, this is an open, blatant justification for authoritarian crackdowns. This is Miller laying the groundwork for political violence, for purges, for ignoring the courts, all kind of wrapped. Forget about Project 2025. It's Trump 2025, the Trump 2025 package. And this is the face, scary, I know. This is the face of a guy who says the number one priority is not following the law. It's not giving people the constitutional rights that were supposed to be guaranteed to them. The number one priority is whatever Trump says should go. That should terrify. It obviously terrifies the left, but it should terrify the right if they really are the constitutional law and order conservatives that they used to claim to be. I don't know that they really are. After researching, writing, refining, The Echo Machine, my book, is finally out. This is not just a book about how American politics got so broken. It's also about what's happening right now and what we can still do to stop things from getting worse. Trump's been back in power. The results have been even more catastrophic than many feared, with targeting of political opponents and gutting democratic institutions, laying the groundwork to even further consolidate power. But the thing is that none of this is inevitable. The same forces that brought us here can be countered if we understand how they work and what to do about them. And that's what the Echo Machine is all about. Some say that without corporate media backing, books like this can't succeed. I think we can prove them wrong. You can get the Echo Machine right now at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, or by calling any local bookstore and asking them to order it. This book is more important than ever. If you care about what happens next, and I do, check out The Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo.